for today is only two things we want to cover. First, we want to cover CRON tab. This is one of the interesting topic. I think you may like it. This helps us to do automation. So we'll do automations, and along with that, we'll start shell programming. This is something required skill for anyone who's going for cloud. So you do need to know shell programming. Sometimes they call Linux shell programming. It's kind of easy to. These two topics, if you know, you can do programming in Linux. But before we start cron tab, I want to make sure you understand what it is. Because majority people, when they work in cloud, they like to do automations. The Linux by default give you options, which we call cron. Cron tab, it gives you by default options to schedule a job. What is the job and all, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. And the shell programming, a few things you need to know. First, you need to know how to take input to your program. So when you take input to the program, then you will use the control statement. Control statements are nothing but only two things you need to know. One is called if statement and one is called loop statement. Now loop statement is helping you to repeat something. If you want to iterate something, you can use that. And in if statement, there are many things you can do. One, we will learn about switch statement, or we can say case statement or switch statement. It's an interesting topic to cover. I'm sure you may like it. Now, after we complete those aspects, at the end of the day, we'll talk about small project for you. Because we want to give you a project so you can try it out. All those things you learned so far, you can apply that. In Linux, everything is kind of easy once you understand the concept. The most important parts are commands. So when you do programming, anytime you do shell programming, you are using lots of Linux commands. And you need to know Linux commands. A little bit help you need to look for, maybe manually look for, maybe look for some tutorials. And that's what project is about. You kind of look outside and try to see what command I can use to solve this problem. Project is not hard, but it's so much fun when you try to solve a particular problem. I noticed that the students who do homework, challenge-wise homework is kind of lighter, but project has a little bit more challenge. So each and every command, you may need to do a little research. Good news, as you do it, you will learn more. So without further delay, I have to start cron tab. But before I start, any questions, concerns on phone? Any questions so far before we start our today's sessions? So far, so good? Awesome. So let's join to our AWS Linux. So just go to AWS console. Let me log into AWS console. And then we're going to start our VM instance. So I'll log into that. If you already have logged in, great. If not, please do log into AWS console. So that way we can start our AWS Linux instance. I stopped last time, and make sure you remind me before we go home. We need to stop our EC2 instance, otherwise they're going to charge us. So EC2, and we're going to start that. Please understand, EC2 instance, we stop it because they should not charge us. But whenever we come back, we will have instance here, and we will start that instance. When we start the instance, as we noticed last week, we'll have a new IP address. So if I click on that, right now the instance is in a stop status. You can see that. And if I right click on that, and if I say start instance, it's going to start, and I'll get the public IP address. So please do start. It may take a minute or two, and then you will get if you go to networking, you will get the public IP. So you can see right now I do not have public IP. When I started, I right click and start the instance. In network, so far I don't have public IP. Until I have public IP, I cannot connect. I have to wait for a few minutes. And once I'm done, you will see here it will give me 2 by 2 status. It means it is successfully started. So let's give a minute. It's right now in initializing state, and very soon it will start. While it is going through that, you may want to click on networking, and you can see I got a public IP. So I can get started with my PuTTY, making sure I have public IP, copy that public IP. So always remember, copy the public IP. And this is my December 6th. So I'll start my PuTTY. Last week we did the same exercise, and I'm pretty positive you all know how to do so. So go to your download and go to PuTTY. And in PuTTY, if you remember, I think the last one is this one. So I'm going to load that. I'm going to copy my new public IP. I'm going to save it. So what I did is I used the existing and I save it because now I have new IP address. So I use that, and if I open it, it's going to ask me accept, and if I say EC2 guest user, I should be able to connect. Give me thumbs up if you are already connected or you're about to complete. Nimit, any questions?
No question, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So give me thumbs up that you are already connected with Linux using PuTTY. Okay. Again, the process is pretty simple. I always mention, and I want to repeat again. We are using AWS Cloud, and our VM is installed here, and our machine laptop is here. In our laptop, we have a small software called PuTTY. This PuTTY software is nothing but SSH client. So PuTTY is nothing but SSH client, and this client can talk to our AWS instance. So we are trying to connect, and when you try to connect here, you are using the key which we created. So in AWS, we are using Linux instance. So we are now able to connect using the key which we created when we were creating instance. If you are able to log in, we can move forward. Mohammed, you're good? Good. Awesome. Viral and others, you guys good? Everyone is good? Awesome. George, good, good. Ken, Lauren, good. Celeste, good. Okay. Now, I want to explain what we are going to do. So today, actually, we have two topics. Both topics are connected. So let's understand this topic, how it will work. Whenever we talk about CRON, is like it's actually a tab. Tab is nothing but an editor. In that tab, we are going to write our program. So we're going to write our program. In this tab, you can write many programs. You can add that program, and then you can say that this program should run at particular time frame. So you can say it should run every day, or you can say it should run every minute, or you can say it should run every first day of the week, or you can say it should run every first month of the year. Means you can specify a time interval. After this time interval, automatically cron tab will check first of all this time interval. And based on the time interval, it will check this program and it will execute it automatically. So example, you can specify a day, month, hours, week, or other thing, and your cron tab will continuously check the timing. And based on the timing, if match, it will run the program. So it's pretty quite interesting and useful. So let me explain how I have used it. So what happened is when I was working for Chrysler as well as Nokia as well as Sears, I used cron tab a lot. So what happens sometimes our customers are sending the files in FTP box. So what I used to do is I write a cron, that program what it does at particular time interval, it checks if files are here. If answer is yes, then it starts processing, complete the various steps. then it just emails me. So it emails me that, hey, completed. Again, there might be another program which runs every 2 hours. It runs and it generates some database file. So it generates some database file. So it reads the file and generates the database file. There is another program which it reads it and then it kind of does some other activity. Means in one cron tab, you can have many scheduled programs. So cron tab, in one cron tab, you can have bunch of programs. Please understand there are two things involved. First thing is the program itself. So this is the program. First is the program itself. You give a full path starting with slash all the way to program name. And here, which we give call time interval. Most people call it's called cron string. Speak with me. Cron string. Cron string. Cron string means it's a special way to specify the time. These are called 5-star. How many star? 5-star. So the way it works is you specify there is a space between the star. Star means anything. So if I say 1, it means every 1 minute. If I say here, so first is the minute. First is the minute. So if you want every 1 minute, you can say star /1. It means every 1 minute. If I say star /2 means every 2 minutes. So first is a minute. The second is the hour. Third is the day. So like example, if you want to run on Sunday, you just specify 0. If you want to run every day, you specify star. Star means every day. If you want alternate day, then you can say star /2. So it's alternate day. So first is the minute, second is the hour, third is the day, then fourth is the week, day of the week, and the fifth one is the month. So you can specify how this will work. Okay, we will cover that part shortly, but before that I want to just show you how it will work on my slides. So if I go to my slides, just give me 1 second, I'll show you the slide part. So in Google Class, I have the slides, and if you notice that this is the way your string works. So cron string works with the 5-star, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The first star represents minute, the second represents hour, third represents day, fourth represents month, and the last one is day of week. So example, if I want to run only Monday, then I will just say 1 here, right? 1, and then I can say star, 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 star. In that case, 1 means it will run on Monday. If I want to run Sunday, then I'll say 0. But let's say I want to run Sunday 12 o'clock. So first I'll do 0, that says Sunday. Then 12 o'clock means after minute, I'll say 12 here. It means day wise it's a Sunday, hour wise it's a 12. Let's say I want to run every 2 hours. Every 2 hours. So this is the hour. So if I go here, every 2 hours means I need to say star /2 means every 2 hours. If I want to run every 2 minutes, then you need to do the same thing here, star /2. Make sure you're comfortable. Let's say if somebody asks Monday and Tuesday, if you want to run Monday and Tuesday, what are you going to do? So keep it star, keep it like that, keep it this, Monday and Tuesday. So Monday means 1 and Tuesday means 2. So instead of star, you can say 1, 2. 1, 2 means 1 means Monday and 2 means Tuesday. Make sense or not? So let's example, if you want to run every 5 o'clock, what should I do? If I want to run, so in that, if I want to run every 5 o'clock, I can go here and I just need to say 5. Make sense? If I say, let's say I want to run January and February, then what should I do? So January and February means I go here, right? Day of, sorry, my mistake. Month, January and February. I come here. January means 1 and February means 2. So when I say this way, it means it will run January and February. Every minute it will run. But rather than star, I can say, let's say 1, and let's say 1. What does it mean? January, 1 o'clock and 1 minute it will run. February, 1 o'clock and 1 minute it will run. Makes sense or not? Like example, your manager say that run the program at 6 o'clock and 30 minutes. What would you do? So first of all, here you're gonna do 6, and here you're gonna do 30. Make sense or not? You're gonna do 30, and rest of the thing is star. What does it mean? It will run every month, every day, and every week. Make sense or not? This is very popular. So in industry, people will ask you in interview, do you know cron string? So this is the cron string. How many stars? 5 stars. Now the way it works is you first specify the string, when to run. Then you specify the program to run. So here you can run program like Perl program, you can run Python program, you can run Linux shell programming, you can run, but you have to provide full path. You need to provide full path. Why? Because this cron tab runs through root. It runs through root. So you should not provide relative path, you should provide root path. So the way you provide absolute path, you start with a forward slash and you provide the path of the program. You can run Python program, you can run shell programming, you can run any program. These are 2 segments. One segment specify when to run, so it's specify when to run, and this segment specify what to run, right? So this one specify what to run, and all those things you are going to put in a cron tab. Make sense? Any questions like that? Any questions?
Any programmers that like Java, Ruby, and other software as well?
You can run Java, but Java is not an executable. So in Java, you need to write a little bit. So the way I do is, if you want to run Java, you write a shell programming, like example, let's say java.sh, java.sh. Sh means shell programming. And here you run Java and the programming name. But here you write shell programming. When somebody calls the shell programming, it will call the command and then it will run the Java program. So yes, you can run the Java. Normally what I do is I put the shell script here, and inside shell script, I can write whatever I want, because the Linux will call easily shell programming and the shell script will call your command. And through your command, you can run Java program. Absolutely. Any other questions? Good. Okay, so now there are a couple of things you need to know. Every Linux box, please understand, every Linux box has many users. So question in interview, if I create a cron tab, so if I create a cron tab, is cron tab based on the machine or based on user? What do you guys think? If I create a cron tab, will it based on the user? So like example, if I have 3 users and each one log in, can they have their own cron tab, or it is one tab on machine? What do you guys think?
I think the answer is no.
So per user you have cron tab. So per user you have cron tab. So if you have multiple users, you will have multiple cron tab. Make sense? However, the cron tab itself run through root, but when you log in, you have to log in with the particular user to see that particular cron tab. So how do I see that? So the way you see is cron, the command is cron tab, and then I think minus L. Minus L will allow list cron tab. So cron tab minus L will allow list. But let's say you want to edit it, then you say minus E. Minus E allows you to edit the cron tab. Now how do you edit? Cron tab works through VI editor. So that's why we know VI editor very well. So through VI editor, we can edit. And if you want to make a change, you need to save that change. So colon WQ. What is WQ? Write and quit. Write and quit. So you can save the program. Remember, cron tab L is very important and cron tab E for editing. We're going to do a couple of easy example so you will understand. So far so good. So now I am logged in with the Linux, and I'm going to increase my font so you guys can see better. So give me a second so you can see my screen better. I like to increase the font so people who are remote, they will be able to see things better. So now if I run here cron tab -L, so you can see right now it says no cron tab for EC2 user. Remember I told you cron tab is for the user, and when I say -L, L means list. So you're listing and there is no cron tab right now. Make sense or no? Give me thumbs up so far. Okay. Now if you want to run or if you want to create a cron tab, you have two choices. There is a beautiful command which will cover that. But if you want to edit a cron tab, you can just say cron tab -E. -E means edit. And when you press enter, it will take you to the editor. So cron tab -E. -E means you're editing. So when I press enter, it will take me to the editing part. There is nothing inside. So I'm going to come out by escape Q exclamation. Escape Q exclamation. Q means quit. So you're going to quit it and you're going to come out. Make sense? Right now there is nothing inside. So far so good. Now there is a step we have to follow. Cron tab, I can tell you, people in industry for 10 years, 15 years, but they don't know how cron tab works. They know how it configured and all, but step by step they don't know. So I will be showing you step by step. But before I show you step by step, I need to teach you a little bit programming, because cron tab execute the program and we do not know how to write program. Do you guys agree or not? We so far have not studied. So you need to hold for a while because I need to teach you a little bit programming and then I'll teach you cron tab. Sounds good? So now how the programming works. So for programming part, let me just create a screen here. Programming is quite easy. First of all, it is a case sensitive. So be careful when you write uppercase, lowercase, it makes a difference. So make sure you don't just write capital, because Linux doesn't like uppercase, lowercase. So make sure you write lowercase only. So if you write lowercase, Linux will like it. But if you write uppercase, lowercase, it won't work for you. So it's important. So how the programming will work? So first thing first, let us come. Okay, here we go. So when you write a program, first thing you create a file. Please pay attention. In 2 minutes you will understand. So first you create a file. Ideally you should create a file with extension .sh. So I can say, let's say taste.sh. I normally do .sh. .sh means kind of shell program. Question, do I have to write? No, but it is kind of good idea to write .sh. So it gives you shell program. Now how do I write that? Ideally we use the program called VI editor. Through VI editor we write the program. Now many of you have not studied VI editor, then you will have a tough time. But what I would suggest is, when you write a program, be careful what you write, because everything matters. So we are going to write a program through VI editor, and once we are done, we're going to save the program. So WQ. So we're going to save that program. So when I save this program, the program itself will not have executable. So Linux by default does not have a executable. So you save the program and then immediately you need to give a program command called chmod. And then you need to give a +x. +x means execute. +x means execute. And then program name. So in our case, program name is taste.sh. Taste.sh. So you are giving program executable permissions. You just need to run this command only once. If you don't give executable permission, your program will not work. So please remember, every Linux program does need an executable permission, and you can give that using chmod. Once you give the permissions, you don't have to give that, but now I can write anything inside. And if I run my program, how do I run my program? I do // and the program name. So taste.sh. So if I run test.sh, anything inside this file will run one by one. So program runs top to bottom sequential. So first, step 1, create a file. Step 2, give execute permission. And step 3, run the program. If you made a mistake here, your program will not run. You will get an error. So you have to go back again. How do you go back? VI and program name. You go back there, make the changes, then you save with WQ. Once you save it, you don't have to run again this command, because this command only and only one time you need to run it. Sounds good? So let's do our first program so you can be comfortable. Everyone ready, set, go. So let's do VI. VI, I will say test.sh. VI test.sh. VI test.sh. Right? And press enter. And when you come here, you press I, lowercase I. So you will switch to the insert mode. Switch to the insert mode. Now it is insert mode. Make sense? You can do it. Yeah. Let me repeat. So first you will do VI test.sh. Please do so. VI test.sh. I'll give you assurance that if you follow, you will be able to do it well. VI test.sh and press enter. So when you press enter, you are going to the VI editor. By default, it is read only. So you have to press I, lowercase I for insert. And when you do so, you will see at the bottom, it will show the insert mode. And you can see now it's insert mode. Make sense? Now, let's say I want to write some command. So I'll say echo, double quotation, hello, friend, double quotation complete. Right? And then you can say, like today, sorry, my mistake. I'll say echo date, and then you can write whatever you want. Like example, I can say today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. So I write that. Remember, I'm writing in double quotation. That's the string. This message will be displayed on the screen, right? So these two lines will display. When I run the program, I'll see the two lines. Echo means display, and whatever I write in double quotations, it will display. Don't miss the sim. Double quotations are starting and ending double quotations. It should be both sides. Once you write it, you just do escape. When you do escape, you're removing this insert mode to read-only mode. So do escape. Then you do :WQ. :WQ. WQ lowercase will write and quit. So when you write and quit, you are coming out on a prompt. :WQ. 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 Now you do cat test.sh, so you can see that whatever you wrote, it's visible on your screen. So that command looks pretty good. Remember, echo is lowercase. These are Linux command. It has to be lowercase. Now if I try to run the file /test.sh, it won't work. It will say permission denied. The reason it is saying that, because you do not have execute permission. So when you do /file name, it won't work because you did not give permission. In case if you want to see that, you do ls-l and test.sh, you will see there is no execute permissions. So the file does not have execute permission. So the best thing you do is, after ls-l, if I see there is no execute permissions, so if I want to give execute permissions, simple chmod space +x lowercase test.sh, and that gives the execute permissions. And now if I do /test.sh, and I can see it is printing my messages. So once I give chmod +x, and if I run this program, I can see my messages. That echo command is displaying this message. Give me thumbs up if you are able to do it. Give me thumbs up. Awesome. I got 1, 2 thumbs up. Right? If you have a problem, please pick up, because this is our first program. We want to make sure you're able to do it well. Linux is your, I would say, magic factor, because you will be using often, trust me, to automate certain things. And having a little bit of Linux knowledge will be a plus point. Okay? I'm hoping you are doing that well. Now let's say I want to create a second script. We're going to do a little bit repetition so we will be comfortable. So let's create a second script. So first we're going to do is vi test1.sh, vi test1.sh, vi space test1.sh, vi space test1.sh, press enter and press I will convert into insert mode. When you are seeing this music, it means you are not doing I, you are still typing. When you are typing without I, the music will come and your neighbor will know. There is a small video about Office Space. In case if you want to see and you want to laugh, there is a video about Office Space. The guy, every time make mistake, the guy give a mentor. The guy give mentor. The guy give mentor. Now, after a while, the guy make mistake, the guy doesn't give mentor. And it was so funny because human nature. So there is a small video, almost I would say million plus users have seen that. At the Office, the video title is Office. Exact same noise will be there. So I'm assuming he must be doing some Linux related work, and he's typing when it's a read only, right? So right now, if I press I, it's insert. Now here I want to write a couple of commands, Linux command. So the way it works is I can write, let's say, command call. Let's say I want to clear the screen first. So I'll write a clear command. Then I want to do pwd. Then I want to write like a who am I. Then I want to write a command calendar 2022. So I write all the commands. I write all Linux commands here. First it will do clear the screen. Then it will do pwd. Second thing who am I, and then calendar 2022. You can see all those are Linux commands. The way command works exactly, it works here. Now I want to save it. So I'll do escape :wq and I press enter. After that, I know I need to give execute permission. So chmod +x test1.sh. And now I can run ./test1.sh. It will run one by one all commands. So you can see now it ran. First it runs, it cleared the screen, then it ran the pwd, then it ran who am I, and it ran the calendar command. Make sense? So if you want to see the script, you can say cat test1.sh, and you can see that these commands work in a sequential. So if I run this program again, it will call this clear, then pwd, then this, it will run in sequential. So I can run this program as many times as I want. So programming is so much fun because I can run test1.sh. When I clear the screen, it's going to run the program. Make sense? Any questions so far? So far, so good. Now let's make a program more interesting. Program should ask my name, and when I say my name, it should say hello, right? So let's write a new program. So let's write it. So we'll say vi, please follow me, vi test3.sh, vi test3.sh, vi test3.sh. And when you press enter, you are going in a read-only mode. What are you going to press? I, right? Now here I can say echo, double quotation, enter your name. Enter your name. Double quotation complete. So I'm giving, hey user, enter your name. The user is going to say read name. So what user is going to say? User is going to enter. When user enters, I'm going to read his name. Read in the sense of read keyboard. And whatever user enters will go to the variable name. So this name, whatever user is entering, will go to this variable. So example, if I enter Tom, then it will go to the variable called name. Read means read keyboard, and whatever user enters, that will go automatically to the variable. Do I have to use name? No. You can write any name here. If I say enter your city, you can write city. If you write enter your email, You can write a logical name so people understand what you're trying to do. So right now I'm saying enter your name. Now I'll say echo double quotation hello, and then I'll say $name. It means I'm going to say that, hey, enter your name. So let's example, you enter here Tom, right? Then it will say hello Tom, because this is the variable, and here when I use dollar, I'm printing what value I have in a variable. So let's repeat again. When I run the program, when I run my program, it will print first message, enter your name, and cursor will be blinking. When I enter Tom here, that Tom will be automatically gone to the variable. Now hello, and then hello will use this variable value, which is name. The dollar will show the value of the variable. So it will say hello Tom. So now escape it, colon WQ, colon WQ,
Get rid of the insert.
escape, escape.
Escape. And gate, and then I. Escape?
Yeah,
And then, do you want to insert, right? I want to get rid of the insert.
escape. There is the escape button, right?
Escape? Yeah. Okay.
Colon WQ, colon WQ. Make sure you save it. Colon WQ. Right? Now give a permission. So chmod plus x test3.sh. Chmod plus x. So chmod plus x test3.sh. So this will give a permission called execute permissions. Chmod mod space plus x lowercase space test3.sh. And when I press enter, it's executable now. And if I run this program / test3.sh, test3.sh, right? After giving a permissions, I'm going to say dot / test3.sh, test3.sh. And if I press enter, it's going to ask enter your name. Now I can say my name is, let's say, Tom, and say hello Tom. Make sense? Any questions so far? Anything which does not make sense to you so far? If I run this program again, test.3, you notice that it is cursor is blinking. The cursor is blinking when I run the program because of the read. Can I write anything here? Let's say kevin. Then that kevin will become now your variable, because you say read name. So that variable is now name. Name will have value kevin. Now you're printing it, right? So let's try to understand one more time, because this is important. See, when you run the program, it is displaying enter your name. And then it is waiting for you. So when you read, that's a waiting for you. When you enter, it will go to the variable name. So the name will get the value. And then whatever you enter, it's going to go here, which is called hello. People on phone, any questions so far?
Is there like a command to concatenate like a first name, last name?
Yeah, there is no special way to do it. It's very easy. There is no plus minus, just write it separately. So I'll write that. Let's create another program. So make sure you write a program. More often you write a program, easier it will become. You see how many programs I'm doing, tiny program, because foundation is very important. Majority people need to understand the mechanics. Once you understand mechanics, you can do further. So now next program, we'll write a first name, last name, and we combine it. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to say vi space test4.sh, vi space test4.sh. Our program name is test4.sh. Press enter I. This time I'll say echo enter your first name. Enter your first name. So user is going to enter. So if they enter, what am I going to write here? Read first. Make sense or not? Then I'll say, hey, echo enter your last name. What am I going to write now? Read last. And then hello, sorry, my mistake, echo, I'll say hello, dollar first space dollar last. So this way you automatically calculate it. Make sense? Between first name there will be a space and then last name. Make sense or not? Everyone should understand, because this is not a new to you, because your echo means display. Anything you read from keyboard will go to here. First it will take first name and then last name. Once you set this variable, if you want to print the value, you use dollar. This way you can print the value. Once you write the program, you just need to do escape. And then after escape, you do colon WQ. WQ means write and quit. Write and quit. Write and quit. Remember, dollar first. This variable is a case sensitive, so make sure you write spelling correctly and case correctly. If there is a difference, it won't work. So make sure it's a consistent, because variable is case sensitive. Okay. Once you write the program correctly, you're gonna say escape, WQ, write and quit, escape, colon WQ, write and quit. So you're coming out. Now, first thing you need to give to permission chmod space plus x test4.sh, test4.sh. And once you have that, you can run that by test. Make sure you give permission to your program, which is test4.sh. Test4.sh. Give permission to test4.sh. Once you give permissions, now you can press enter. Now it's asking first name, so I'll say first name is Tom, last name is Patel, then you can say hello Tom Patel. So it's pretty easy afterwards, because whatever you enter, this will go to first, this one will go to last, and here you are saying dollar first and dollar last, and you get the answer. Give me thumbs up if you are able to do it. If you have questions, please do ask. If you are not able to do, let me know. The program is this thing, vi test4.sh. In case if you are having trouble, if you have questions, please do ask. But at this moment, if you have problem, please ask. Simple, easy program we are doing, which is called baby steps. We are writing simple programs to understand how program works. Make sure you understand. We did it 4 times. I expect you should know the mechanics right now. Create a VI program, save it, give execute permissions, run it, and see the result. Right? VI editor, save it, give execute permission, run it. These are the 3 processes we're going to do over and over. Any questions so far? People on phone doing great? Awesome. Now let's make program a little bit interesting, right? So for that, what we're going to do here is we are going to go back to our our PowerPoint. So in our PowerPoint, I have, this is our PowerPoint. So I'm going to say IT expert. PowerPoint has a lot of good programs. You can practice it. It doesn't require more than a day to become comfortable with Linux program. Just a day. So you don't need a lot of time to become an expert. As I'm explaining, if you understand the concept, you can be comfortable in few hours. Majority people make mistakes. They don't understand and they say, oh, it's hard. There is nothing hard, right? It's all about understanding the concept. So we started. Cell programming is powerful because it helps you to automate things. It's a programming. Of course, it will help you to build a logics and all, right? We talk about the process. If you remember, if you are using normal, if you are using normal VM, then they do come with a gedit. But because we are using AWS one, we cannot use gedit. We have to use VI. So whenever I use gedit, it's called graphics editor. It is for personal Linux, but if you are using AWS or Azure, you don't have that option. So you end up doing VI. And VI is by default available. So write a program in VI. Sometime in interview, people ask, what is this line? First line. So the first line, it's called preprocessor. So this line says that this syntax which I'm writing here The syntax I'm writing here is bash shell syntax. There are many shells available. There are 4 shells available. One is a basic shell, one is a she shell, one is a cron shell, and one is a bash shell. So bash shell is one of the default one. These are old ones, so people don't use anymore. So if you want to tell a shell that, hey, please interpret this line under using this cell, you can write that. But because Linux comes with default, I don't have to write that line. But if you're running program where default shell is cron shell, this line will be very helpful, because you are telling, even though your default shell is cron shell, I wrote everything in a bash shell. So it's a good idea to write this line. It tells that I'm using a grammar for bash shell. If you don't write it, and if you run on cron shell, likelihood your program won't work. You would say, why it's not working? It's working for my machine, why it's not working for you? The reason, because they have default shell different. So in a production, it's a good idea to write which shell you're using, so you can avoid unnecessary headache. When you run program without permission, you will get this error. It means you need to give a chmod plus x program name. Whenever you get the error, it should give you a clue what step you need to take. Once you are comfortable, you won't have that problem. Moving along. So we did that. We did different command also, right? If you write hash shell or number sign, this is the comment. It means it is for your knowledge purpose only. Program will not read that. So if you want to make your program more readable or understandable, it's a good idea to write a comment. So you can write wherever you want, just like start with the number sign and write whatever you want. This line will be ignored. So if you make a spelling mistake, it will be completely ignored, because this is just a comment, right? Now we talk about this, we did this exercise. Now I'm going to teach you something interesting. So this is very powerful. Pay attention, and I'm sure you like it. So when you run a program, so far we are running program like this test.sh, like that. We're running like this. So when you say dot, when we say run the program, we run that. But it is also possible you can pass input to the program. We are not passing input. But if you want to pass the input to this program, how program will understand what input you are passing? So good news, program can understand based on position. So if I pass first, then it will be $1. And if I pass 2, then it will be $2. And if I pass 3, then it will be $3. $3 means third parameter. $2 means second parameter. And $1 means first parameter. If you want to read all at once, then you have two choices. Either you can say $@ get everything, or $* get everything. I like to do one of them. So you can see a line parameter is separated by this. So I'm going to show you step by step. They may ask in interview, how would you pass parameter to a script? Simple. Program name space input, right? Program name space input, and this input automatically goes inside, and there you can read by dollar. So if you are passing 5, then you can say $1, $2, $3, $4, $5. Like that, you can read it. Whatever you pass. So if you pass this, program will understand $1 means whatever you're passing, it will automatically go $1, $2, $3, like that, and you can use it. So I want to show first of all, how am I going to use the parameter? And question is, why do you need parameter? So when you write a program, let's say you write a program for automation. The program works in dev environment, and you want to run the same program in a Q environment. And if you want to run the same program in a production environment, then you need to do parameterize. Because parameterized through, you can change some logic, but you don't have to rewrite, or you don't have to create a multiple script. One script will work for all environment. So it's a very good idea to write a parameters. So you can have one script, and you can avoid multiple copies of that script. Tomorrow, if you want to change, you just need to change one script. So it's a good idea that Linux or Cloud Admin write a parameter script to do the work. So example, I need to take a backup. For dev, I take a backup, and there might be a different username, maybe different password. For production, I want to take a backup. There might be a different username, different password. So anything is varies, I can make it a parameter. So let me show you how parameter works. Okay, so let's go back to our terminal. I'm going to come out, Q, and I came out. So I'm in a dollar prompt. I'm hoping all of you are on dollar prompt. Let me know if you're on dollar prompt. So if you are on a dollar prompt, let's get started. So first thing first, vi test5.sh. vi test5.sh, where test5.sh is my program name. Test5.sh is my program name. Remember, my goal is to give you enough practice so you can easily remember it. The way I do is very simple, easy, but if you do a little bit of homework, you will remember lifetime. Now press enter. So you are in. We have created a file called test5.sh. You are now in. You press I. I means insert, right? Now I want to get the name. So I'll say, hey, let's example environment. I'll say, write a hash sign first, hash sign, and say this program number sign, hash sign, whatever you call. This program reads input. So you can write hash sign. So hash sign is for hash sign means that's a comment. So you can write a comment, hash sign, start with the hash sign, and this program reads input. You can write any comment of your choice. I'm just giving me my program that my program is going to read input. Okay, this is the comment. You can write a spelling mistake, you can do whatever you want. Computer will not read about it, it will just ignore that. Now I know that user is going to provide me two inputs, so I'll say name equals to, sorry, my mistake, environment, environment, you can just say env, that will be fine, and env equals to $1, means first parameter will be environment. Makes sense or no? The first parameter will be environment, and then let's say I say user equals to $2, means second parameter will be the user, and then password equals to $3. It means third parameter is my password. It means how many inputs I'm going to pass from my script? 3. The first will be environment, the second will be user, and third will be password. Makes sense?
No hashtag.
If I write hashtag, then it's a comment. Hashtag is just for documentation, right? If I write that, then this will not work. It will become a document, right? Program and document is different. So this is a program. I should not write hashtag. If I write hashtag, it will become a document. It won't run, right? Now I want to say echo your environment name. It's a column $env echo username column $user echo password column $pass. So I'm saying, hey, whatever you pass, I'm going to read that. Assigned to this variable, and then I'm displaying that I got this information from you. So we are going to display that. Step by step, we're going to do it. Good. When you want to type something, press I for insert. Otherwise, you will get those noise. That noise means you're typing something without I. That is means you're typing on read-only mode, right? So make sure. And when you come out, if you want to come out, you do escape, colon WQ, escape colon WQ. And now I want to give my script a permission. So chmod plus x test5.sh. So that my script is ready to go. Chmod make sure you give a permission chmod plus x and file name test5.sh. So this file is now ready to go, means I can make it executable. Now ./test.sh, I can write environment, let's say prod, and username is, let's say, db user, and password dbp123. So you can see now the program reads that information and it's spit out that, hey, the user you pass is this, environment is this, user is this. So I'm able to read whatever user is entering. Makes sense, huh? I'm able to read. So how does program works? Let's read again. So I'm doing cap. So you can see that whenever user is entering the parameter, the first will go to environment variable. The second will go to $2. $2 means user, and $3 will go to password. And then I'm saying, what is the environment, what is the user, what is the password? And you can see that based on whatever user enters, I'm getting these details. Makes sense, huh? Now, if I want to do some logic, I can do the logic. If environment is this, do this, else do this, right? So I can make my program more interesting. So that is where we are going to do, which is called control statements. So control statements means based on my input, my program will do logic, right? But so far, any questions? Anything doesn't make sense to you? Anything is confusing? So far, so good, right? People on phones, so far, so good. Yeah, I'm hoping everyone is doing good. Awesome. So now let's make a program a little bit meaningful, which is called conditional statements. So we're going to do if statement. Please pay attention for a second so you will understand. The way if statement works, you write if, please understand, the syntax are pretty important. Please see on this thing. So when you write if statement, you use rectangle block like that. So you can see if, then rectangle block. Before and after rectangle block, there is a space. Make sense? Then your variable, and before and after equals, there is a space. So you are comparing what you are passing. Let me repeat. So if, then your rectangle block, there is a space before, there is a space after. In the rectangle block, there is a space before, there is a space after. Then here, $1, which is the first parameter, and there is a space before and after. If this condition is correct, if the condition is true, then you go here. Else, the condition is not true, then you go here. If the condition is false, you go here. But if always have its fi. Fi means add if. So it's a reverse. If fi. Fi means reverse. Means if statement ends here. So example, if you want to say, hey, if today, what is today's day? If today is Monday, sorry, Tuesday, then AWS class. If today is Saturday, then Azure class. Right? I can write those things. I can write if, else, if, I can write that. So this is first program we're going to do if, and if program. So you can see if, then rectangle block condition, then. So if the condition is true, if this condition is true, then homework is due today. Else, do your homework. And if always have ending fi. Makes sense, son? So it goes hand to hand. So you need to be careful. I spend days to figure it out, this thing, because when I write the program, I write rectangle block without space, then program won't work. So you need to make sure you understand that there is a syntax. When you do rectangle block, before and after there is a space. When you use equals, before and after there is a space. So make sure you understand space related thing. Then conditions, else conditions, if always end with fi. At this moment, everything looks good. Let's do it, the program. So this time, we're going to give a name. Please write a name, vi homework.sh. vi homework.sh. vi homework.sh. vi homework.sh, vi homework.sh. vi homework.sh. You press enter. First press I. So here I'll say day equals to $1. So whatever you are entering, I'm going to read and put it into the variable day. So you are entering Monday, I'll put it here. Okay. Then I'll say if, then space, rectangle block, then there is a space. Then I'll say double quotation, $1, double quotation complete. Then space, then equals, then space, double quotation, Monday, double quotation complete, space, rectangle block, enter. Then enter, echo, homework is due today. Else, echo, do your homework, FR. So you can see it's automatically adjusting the syntax. Nicely doing that. So you can see nicely, if $1 equal to Monday, make sure there's a space, there's a space, there's a space, and there's a space. And you press enter. Then echo, else. First, you are going to take input whatever user is entering into variable $1. So here my mistake, I should write here, sorry for that. I should write here day, sorry, because I already took the variable, so I write a day. Sorry for that. You can use $1, that's fine too, but I'm already taking the value into variable. It makes more sense to use that variable here. Good, good, good. Everyone is doing good so far? Life is good, right? Little bit effort, you can do amazing job in a Linux program. Amazing jobs. Linux cell programming is an essential skill for a job. It's not an optional, it's a required skill for the job. And it takes a day to become comfortable. Good, good, good. Okay. So now, I'm hoping everyone is doing good. Now escape. Colon WQ. Colon WQ. Press enter. Now, I'm going to give a permission, chmod +x homework.sh. Now, when I run the program, homework, and I pass Monday, you say, oops, homework.sh, my mistake. And if I write the program, it's a homework is due today. And if I say Tuesday, say homework, do homework. So it's working perfectly fine. So if I write Monday here and say homework is due today, and if I write Tuesday here, do your homework. I can also write capital Monday and it won't work because it won't understand, it's a case sensitive. So if I write Monday, I say do your homework, because you can see that program make a difference between this Monday versus this Monday. If it is write lowercase, homework is due today. But if you write uppercase, it will not understand, so do your homework. So you will see total different message. For Tuesday, do your homework. So Linux does make a difference between uppercase versus lowercase, because it is the way it is compared. So you have to be careful what data you are taking. And you may say, but how do I make sure my program works for lowercase and uppercase? I'll show you in a few minutes. Is it working? If not, you can double check here my program. So I'll go back to the VI editor, and in VI editor, make sure you understand. First thing first, do not give a space here. You are going to get the value here, and then this is very typical. space, 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 and then there. And then this is the message if this condition is true. So if you enter MON, condition is true. Otherwise, condition is false. You should get this message. And this FI is respecting to if. So it's a reverse FI, means ending if statement. Once you save this program, you give permission chmod plus x homework, right? And then if you run program homework .sh and give Monday, and your program will work. Give me thumbs up if your program is working. Good. So far so good. Now I'm going to show you a program where you can write a program in a kind of little bit multiple ways. So like example, if you enter, let's say QA, lowercase QA, uppercase QA, or mixed case QA, Q capital and A lowercase, like that, all condition it will work. So sometimes people write mixed uppercase, lowercase, like that. So there are ways we can do, which is called case statement. What do we call? Case statements. So I want you to understand case statement. Case statement is used for menu. So if you want to do a particular program for a menu driven program, case statement is very powerful. So if you go to McDonald's, when you see that 1 means this, 2 means this, 3 means that, that's the case statement. You're selecting 1 means you're not selecting 2. If you're selecting 2, you're not selecting 3. At single point of time, you're selecting only 1. So how to write the case statement? Because it's powerful. If statement is conditional. Case statements is predefined menus are there, and you are selecting from that menu. So how does it work? So let me show you first in my here. Okay, please pay attention. You may like this thing. So the case statement start, please pay attention. So syntax is very important. So you understand case statement start and end with the reverse. So the spelling E-S-A-C. Make sure you see on screen. E-S-A-C. So you can see E-S-A-C. So if you do case, it's a reverse. That's the way Linux works. So this is the starting point and this is the ending point. Now case $1 means your input. So you are providing input in, and then these are the options. So lowercase, or this is the or pipe. This is called pipe. Lowercase or uppercase, and then this is the parenthesis. Then you give anything you want to do. You can do whatever you want here. You can do 1 line, you can do 2 line, you can call other program, you can do backup, like that. Then you do 2 times semicolon. 2 times semicolon means you're coming out. But let's say you're not entering A, you're entering B. Then you are going B uppercase or lowercase, you are going here. And then you're coming out. But if you did not enter A, you did not enter B, but you entered, let's say, C or D, then it will go here. Then you can specify the message and come out. When should I use this program? So like example, if I have special procedure to perform in a dev environment, and I have special procedure to perform UAT environment, and I have special procedure to perform in production environment, then I can say UAT, dev, and production. And this way, only this procedure will be executed in a UAT environment, and this procedure will be executed in production environment. So if you have multiple conditions, case statement is a wonderful way to do the work. So when you go for any menu like Taco Bell or ATM machine, those are case statements. 1 for withdraw, 2 for deposit, 3 for status, 4 for this. So those are case statements. When you are going for any other elevators and all, those are case statements. You can do at single point of time 1 selection. So those are case statements, though you have many choices. You can select A, you can select B, you can select C, but you are not allowed to select randomly because these are predefined cases. Easy language is a switch statement. So example, if I have switchboard, first switch will on the fan, second switch will on the light, third switch will on the air conditioner. But those are predefined. You cannot randomly turn on or turn off any devices. These are pre-configured. So switch statement works very well if you have menu or finite selection. So far, any questions? So far, so good. So let's try to do this part. So first we're going to do the program. This program we will say quarterly. Let's say example, I'm going to make it environment based because it will be more meaningful. So I'll make this program more environment specific. So let's go back to this and we'll say VI. That's VI and we'll say env.asset. env.asset. VI env.asset. env.asset. env.asset and press I for insert, and then first thing first, I'm going to take input. So same thing, env equals to $1. So I know my user is going to give me first input. When a user is going to give me my first input, I'm going to put that in my variable. So user input will go to my variable. Make sense? Now I have three environments. Let's say QA, dev, and production. So I'm going to create a case statements. How can I do that? Very simple. So I'll say case $env in, right? In case we'll have ESAC. So that's the end case. Make sure it's a reverse. ESAC. And then you can specify what kind of switches you have. So I'll say dev DEV lowercase, pipe dev uppercase, pipe DVV, like that, and then parenthesis. Then press enter and say echo working on dev environment, and then semicolon, and then next switch QA Q capital A, right, parenthesis, echo working on QA environment. Semicolon, and then last one is the production. So prod prod echo working on prod environment. Semicolon, and if you don't enter any of them, star means any choice, and then you can say echo incorrect environment, and semicolon. So you can see how nicely I created switch statements. It's more readable. Anybody can easily understand. So first I'm getting the user input, which is $environment. Using this environment, I'm checking if it is the first choice, dev, upper dev, lower dev, then you will go here and then you will come out. But if it is QA, capital QA like that, it will go here. That's the second choice. Then you will come out because your number 2, this means exit. And if it is a prod, capital prod and all, which is your choice number 3, then you go here and you come out. But let's say you enter something which is not 1, 2, or 3 or any random, then it will go here. This is the default. If you are not entering 1, 2, 3, everything will go here, which is called catch all, right? You will get this message and you will come out. Good. Now make sure you everyone understand the case always have reverse ESAC, right? Don't miss any of them. Your parenthesis, only one side parenthesis, you might see double semicolon. So it's some syntax is pretty typical, but you can easily understand that. Good. Now do escape colon WQ colon WQ. Good. And when you press enter, first you need to give a chmod plus exenv.sh. Now if I run that $env.sh and let's say I say dev environment. So it's working on dev environment. If I say prod capital, working on a prod environment. If I say Q capital A, working on a QA environment. So it's working fine. But let's say I say env Tom, that's an incorrect environment. And let's say Mike, incorrect environment. So it's working perfectly fine, right? Okay. And then if you have a problem, please ask, otherwise give me thumbs up if you are able to run. Enter different switch and see, are you able to get the appropriate message? If you are able to give a message correct, so you get the message correctly, you should say, wow, I know it, how it works. So case statements is very powerful, however, it's very easy. It allows uppercase, lowercase, mixed case, you can combine with the pipe and you address that issue. Good. Anyone, any questions? Make sure you run the program with different inputs. Provide dev lowercase, provide QA uppercase, provide mixed case prod, and see. It will work only for these combinations. So these are the three combinations we get. But if you are creative and you give something else, it will automatically fall here. If it is not matching any of these three conditions, it will fall here. Good. People on phone, are you guys doing great? Right? Are you guys able to run this program with different switches? Yeah. So when you run dev, you get the dev environment switch. Yes, perfect. If you are able to run, perfect. But if you give a wrong value, then it will say incorrect environment. Okay. So I'm hoping that so far you're getting that. Now I want to show you something called loop statement. How loop statement works. Now loop statement is very powerful. So Linux allows two types of loop statement: for loop and while loop. Now it's up to you which one you want to use it, but mostly I use for loop. So we'll use a for loop, how it works. Again, it's easy. So first we'll do easy for loop and we'll make it practical. All those things will connect the dots. As we go further, everything will make sense to you. Why? Because these are all connected. Remember one thing, you don't have to memorize any of this. Try to understand, because you have slides and you can always have Google access. You can search wherever you want. But if you are not clear about concept, the concept is not going to make sense to you. So it's important to understand. Okay? So let's do one more exercise before we take a break, which is called for loop, which is powerful. So first of all, for loop has a concept called for, do, and done. Do means begin and done means end. So first it starts with for, where you define a variable I. Any variable you can define. Now in, and then there's a series of values. So it will go one by one. It will start with 10, then 9. So when you start, what happens is it will take the first value, and that will be I, and then do echo 10, and the done will bring the second value, which is 9. So I will become 9, echo will print 9, and done. Now done will bring 8, I will become 8, and then it will print that. Then done will become 7, then like that. So you are looping one by one. Because it's a for loop, it automatically knows first, second, third, till it goes to the last value. And anytime this variable hold this value, that you can print that using $I. Once you're done in the sense of you reach to the last value, then you will get this message. Otherwise, it will loop automatically till your last value. So do done is very popular because you don't know how many values you have. Yes.
Can you simplify it, please?
What is
Okay. I didn't get it.
Yeah. So here any value you can write. You can write, let's say example, you write, let's say Tom, and you write Mike, right? How many values you have? How many values you have?
2.
2. So this loop will run 2 times. First, I will get Tom. It will print Tom. The second is Mike. It will take a Mike and it will print it. So whatever you write here, it will loop accordingly. So if you write here, how many values you write here? 10 to 0, which is 10 value. So how many times this loop will work?
10.
10 times. If you write friends here, it will loop each friends, it will loop, right? And when it prints, the value will come to I, and then I will be displaying here. You can write a condition also what to do for I, because you are looping it, right? So goal of the exercise, if you want to loop according to this value, you use for loop. Now, it is also possible here you can write a command, Linux command. So you can write like example, like this way, ls means line list. So you get a file, so each file will come to here. So basically these variables will take one by one ls command output. So if you do ls and you get a bunch of files, so this bunch of files, it means your program will loop for those files. Okay, and then you will do and done. This will loop till the last value you reach, which is the end of the loop, right? We're going to do a couple of programs, so it will make more sense to us. Okay, let's do it so you can understand it. So let's go back to the editor and let's start vi that loop.sh, vi loop.sh, vi loop.sh, vi loop.sh, right? Now press enter, press I. Now here you can say for, that's example name, in, and here I'm writing a friend's name, like example Tom, Mike, and Kate. So how many friends are there? 3, right? Then I'll say do, and I'll say done. And here inside I'll say echo, double quotation, hello, $name. Ideally, what we are trying to do is get one by one. So first it will be Tom, hello Tom, then it will go to next, Mike, and it will hello Mike, then next, Kevin. So I should say hello Tom, hello Mike, and hello Kevin. The done part will repeat till you have values. So here you have 3 values. The loop will work 3 times because you have 3 values. If you have 50 value, loop will automatically work for 50 times. Okay. Everyone understand? You can use any variable here. You can use I here, then you should be using I here as well, right? You can use 1, 2, 3 like numbers, and if you use number, you will automatically get those number here at I here. So you can print here those number also. But right now I'm using friends. Okay. So far so good. You have 3 friends one by one. Because you are using loop here, it will go one by one. So it will go one by one, and it will do that. Okay. So now save the program. Escape. WQ. Write and quit. WQ. Write and quit. Now give permission chmod plus x loop.sh. Now I run the program and I can see there are 3 hello Tom, hello Mike in there. So if I get loop, you will see that. So I got, this is my output I got. Now let's see how it works. So as you can see that first it went to Tom. Now I'm using hello Tom, which is this line. Then it went to Mike. Now I say hello Mike. So this one. Then I went to Kevin. So the name is Kevin. So it's echo hello Kevin. So this one. Questions, concerns, doubt. Viral, are you getting it now?
Yes, thank you. Good, good, good. Any questions so far? Now, let's say we want to use some number here. So we'll write the same program. So we'll try to change the program. So we'll go to vi loop.sh. And here, rather than I'll just do xxxx, xxxxxxx. So I delete that, right? And press I. right? And then I go here, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I have 6 value. It is not a name, so I'll use I here. And hello I. So I can use hello I. Please understand, I'm using here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So definitely these values will be added 1, 2, 3. So it will loop 6 times. And because I'm using variable I here, I'm using variable I here as well, right? So it will loop. Make sense? So right now the loop will work 6 times, and I'll say hello 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You notice that you can use number here or you can use spelling here, and that will automatically come to the variable because you are using do and done. So one by one you will done. So if I now escape it, save it publicly, and if I run my program, loop, and I can see hello 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I get this program, you can see now everything makes sense to you because you are using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One by one, you're getting hello 1 because the first value will come to I, and then you're printing hello I. So that's 1, like that. So you're getting 6. This loop automatically runs till you go to 1 by 1 different value, and when you reach the last value, the loop will stop. Good. Questions?
I assume there's no other way to set up an array of any sort, right?
There is a array. There is a way you can do array also.
You can do arrays?
Yeah, you can do arrays also, and you can do that part. Yeah, but loop is very powerful, so you can.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Mhm.
This is more like a scripting one.
It is scripting. Unix self scripting. Any other questions, guys? Good. Now, before we take a break, I want to just show you one command because that is what needed for our cron. So I need to click on this one. I want you to first understand. So when we come back to break, I will do cron, and it should be easy for you. Yeah. So this is the command I want you to understand. You can see here special dash I'm using. This is called tilde dash. So tilde, if you see in your keyboard, there is a small switch is there, which is about tab. The tab is here, right? Please pay attention. About tab, there is a switch called tilde, and there is a tick mark with there, right? So that tick mark is this. This is not a single quotation. This is a tick mark, which is this side of tick. So that is a special tick in your keyboard. First check that. Do you have that? It is underneath escape or about tab, right? That tick says that Linux run this command and give the answer to this variable. So tick command will execute this command, and whatever output comes, it will give it to this variable. So I need to show you step by step so you will understand and you will appreciate it. So right now, if I write a date, I'm running command directly, right? But if I write, let's say my date, that's a variable, right? Equal to date. Then if I put echo $my date, I don't see the date. It does not execute it. Did you notice that? So please understand. When I write date, it executed. But when I say date equal to this variable, it does not execute. When I echo my date, it does not execute. It doesn't give me date. Rather, it gives me DAT. Make sense? Here, when I write this thing, it does execute it. Do you agree or not? So how do I execute and get these thing in my date? To solve that problem, Linux say that rather than saying date like this, you should say my date equal to tick date and tick. So when you do tick, you are saying execute this thing, and the output put it to my date. And now when I say echo my date, you will see output. Did you notice that? Say yes. Again, say yes. No one is saying yes.
Yes.
Yes. This tick is very powerful. It helps execute the command and get. But this date is not good. I want to get a date in a proper format. So there is a way you can give a proper format, and that is what we want to do. I want to have proper format like MMDDYY, and then hours, then minute, and then second. I want to get that type of format. So what should we do? So for that, this is the format. You can see here a tick. There's a tick here, there's a tick here, and there's a tick here. And this is the date. After that, there's a plus sign, then double quotation and double quotations. %M means month, %D means day, %Y capital, which is year, %T capital means time, hour, minute, and second. So we're gonna do that. So we'll learn that part. Okay. So if I do here up arrow, and here I'll say plus double quotation first D and double quotation complete. If I press enter, and if I say echo $my date, you can see it's giving me day, right? Now if I say up arrow and then I say dash $M dash $Y means year, then space $T means time, press enter, and if I say echo my date, now you have meaningful format. Say yes or no. This is much more readable than the default one. The default one is not readable. This one is not very clear, but this one is a lot more clear. It's a day, month, year. If you want to change a little bit, you can put month here and day here, and it will do proper formatting, and T will give you hour, minute, and second. Why don't you try this, and then we'll take a break. Make sure you use tick properly. The tick is here, but using tick here, and then your double quotations. Assign this value to the variable and use variable with the $sign. After break, I'm going to use this concept and show you cron tab, so you will understand how cron tab works. Okay, why don't you run this thing? Tick command means you execute Linux command and then give the value to the variable. So tick command, execute the command first and give the output to the variable. See if you can get it. Remember, this is not a single quotation. It's a tick, special tick, which execute the command. If you're able to do it, just give me thumbs up. So at least I know that everyone knows how to format it. This is very important for us to run the cron tab, because we can show our program is running at particular interval. Good, Doran is able to do it. Awesome. Got it? Awesome. It's a little tricky. So people sometimes don't understand what difference between tick versus single quotation, and you spend a lot of times why it's not working. The reason it's not working because it's not a single quotation, it's a special tick. Good, good. Good. Many of you are able to run. Good. Very good. Nice. So we'll take a few minutes and then we'll take a break. After break, I'm going to continue with the cell programming, but before that I'll start the cron tab because I want to make sure cron tab is complete, and then we'll continue shell programming. And before we go end of the day, I'll give you a small project. This project is individual. You don't have to work in a group. It's not that big, but next week you will do complete, and then we'll start our AWS class. So that way you have complete understanding about how it works. So make sure you complete this part, and next week we're going to start officially AWS class. Make sense? So this way we can go for smoothly. So people on phone, if you are able to do, great. I'm going to take a small break, 10 minutes break. It's 8:10. We'll be back at 8:20. So let's take a small break and we'll be back at 8:20.
What day is that?
Same time. Need an entire week for discussing about the project because everyone has done that. Run the script. If you need help, I'll show you and we'll start AWS.
Well, so you're only looking at an hour or something next week,
Yes.
Linux, and then you're going to start AWS.
Yes.
So we're on the rules. Oh my God.
Okay.
How long is the class?
AWS class? AWS class take around 8 to 9 weeks.
How much?
8 to 9 weeks.
A week. I thought you said months.
No.
Be nice.
Approximately take 2 months, given that we will not have any break, right? So it takes around 8 weeks. Because good news, Narendra has covered like a cloud aspect, so we'll go over that and make sure you create AWS account. AWS.
I do all my homework between now and next week. Right?
Yeah, if you have AWS account, you should be fine.
Yeah, I'm a little party. I got to
Okay.
like my friend over here. Smiling.
Okay. So let's begin. So first we are going to do Mehmet, where did it go? I need to pull him because this is the control front there. Special service.
What would we do without our cell phones on this show?
Okay. This was when I was working in a Chrysler, this was a game changer for me. Because trust me, we were doing almost all work at night time. Because our clients were in Germany, and most of the clients were pushing data at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. US time. And I used to be in Michigan, so I was to drive and go to office. I was working for Computer Corporation, Southfield, Michigan. We drive there and then we wait for the data is there. And when data comes, we start processing. We were doing manually. Then one day we all were taking lunch and we say, you know what, man, it's tiring. At 1 a.m. you come, and sometimes data doesn't come at 1 a.m. So you wait, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. You could not sleep and the whole day to work. So during this exercise, we came up with the concept, hey, can we do some automation? So 2002, we all decided that whatever we are doing manually, we'll do complete automations. And this will not only help us to manage our work-life balance, but it will be more accurate, it will be more productive. So no one knew about how to do automations.
But the feature already existed. You guys just weren't using it.
Yeah, Linux had this option.
Yeah.
But no one knew. There was no book, there was no Google.
Yeah, well,
so it was pretty hard to refer like whatever materials are there, because there are a series of steps you need to do. And if you don't do series of steps, it doesn't work. And it's so frustrating when it doesn't work. But then I went to library and found a book. And at home, I spent like hours to make that sequence correctly, because I like to do sequence correctly. We call mechanics. Once I know the mechanics, I can reproduce that thing. So after 2-3 hours of effort, I was able to do Hello World working. And then I told my team, let's do it. And then we have done an awesome job. So for Chrysler, for Nokia, for Sears, for GE, hundreds of automation job I did. You can do CRON in less than 5 minutes once you know the mechanics. But if you do not know mechanics, it takes long time. Many people in lifetime, they don't do it because They don't know the mechanics. They know it's cron tab is there for automation. They know it, but they don't know practically how it works. Make sense? So we're going to do practically. Yes, sir.
I've got one question. Are you using your BI? Okay, obviously you're typing it in one line at a time. Can you define your program on a piece of paper and do a copy and paste it onto your
Editor.
Screen and submit, say, a whole bunch of code at one time without having to type it onto the BI?
Yeah, you can do that.
So you can do that.
Yeah,
correct?
you can. Yeah, you can do that. You can cut and paste entire code. Let me show you. So entire thing. This is what I have, right? Control C.
Right. Yeah. Can you
You
copy that?
yeah.
And stick it right in
Yeah.
or whatever.
So you can just. I'm just doing hello, right? So you do I and then Control V. So when you do Control V, 1 second, you need to create a space because this is a little different. So press enter like that, right? Create some space like that. Okay.
You have to read those lines there.
Sorry.
You have to give space in there or something.
Yeah. So it does work. See.
Yes.
Happy?
Yeah, but that.
No. Just.
But you want to put that into a program.
This is the program. No, this is the program. I'm in a VR editor.
Can you?
I'm in a VR editor. I'm in a VR editor.
You're in BI?
Yeah.
Okay.
See cat hello.
All right.
So I'm in VR editor. So let me hello, right? So
okay.
Yeah. See, I'm here, right? You right click and paste whatever you want.
You make the slightest little mistake with a menu, whatever. You make a silent, you hit the wrong, you fat finger a key, and you're not paying attention. You're going to have to start all over again.
It's not like that, but trust me.
I'm a lousy typist.
I understand, but trust me. If you are going for cloud, VI is your best friend. VI is your best friend. Why? Because you will be working with putty, and the only option right now we have is VI. So make it be comfortable with being right. Anyway, let's understand the mechanics of the cron tab. First of all, what we are going to do, we are going to create a script. Simple script will create. Make sure you understand there are a series of steps we need to do. Simple script, which is we took before the break. If I run the script, it will show me the date and timestamp. It will show me date and timestamp. So if I run it, it will show the date and timestamp, right? So first we'll create a script because in that script I can write any logic. Makes sense or no? But for time being, we're going to write only date command, and that date command will generate into output file. Output file means if you see here, I'm writing this thing means appending. I'm appending to output. So when the automation when automation starts, it will keep writing to the output file. Do you agree or not? It will keep writing. That's why I know my cron is working. Makes sense or not? So first thing first, I'll write a simple script which will write a date and time, which I will write to the output. And if I go to output and I'll say tail -f output, every few seconds, it will show me the time change. It means cron is executing it. Cron is executing it. So first step is writing script. Whatever logic you want, write in the script. Then check independently. Check that script. Check the script. Check the script. That script is working on it. Check it. Script has to work. Then third thing, create a cron tab. Create a cron tab, and in that you give a time. So like example, every 2 minutes, like that, 5-star space separated, and then your script path. So you can give us home ec2 -user script.sh. So you're saying that every 2 minutes, run this script, which is this script, and that script will run. It will generate a timestamp and it will write to the output. So what cron is going to do? Cron is going to run it. The script will run. It will generate the timestamp. It will write to output. So if I see output is changing every 2 minutes, what does it mean? Cron is the one running. Yes or no? So this is the way we do. Once you establish the mechanics, now in that script, you can write any deeper logic you want. So example, every 1 hour, go and check the FTP server and check if the file is there, process it. Or every 2 hours, send the email. Or every 3 hours, take a backup. Or do this thing. So once you establish the mechanism, you just need to specify here what time you want to run, what script you want to run, and the logic you can write at any time. Every time you change the script here, it will automatically take that script and start writing. Make sense? This is amazing flavor. But majority people do not know the series of steps. And the series of steps is pretty important. I'll be honest with you. When you do this script right now, I'm not going to write too much thing. But if you don't follow correctly, you may not be able to run it. I have spent hours and hours and did not do it well. But then I found the mechanism which I documented here. See here. First, I'm going to create a script. First, I'm going to create a script. I'll go to that directory and then I'll say time. And then I'll write the time to the output. So this script has only 3 lines. Go to the directory, then create a time which we talked about before the break, and then write to output. Then this script I run automatically. Then I create a test CRON. So every minute I want to run this script. And then I see the result. So we'll do the work step by step. Okay? Relax and enjoy the ride. I'm pretty positive if you follow the steps, you will be able to do. And when you do it, you can write in a resume that you have done a Linux automation. The only thing you will do in the real life is writing a little bit complex logic here. But for that, you will have enough time. Majority people write complex logic, but they don't write automations. So without automation, it's called programming. And with automation, it's called job. Speak with me, job.
Yeah.
Job means scheduled program. Speak with me, scheduled program, particular time frame, your program will run. Ready? So let's get in. So the first thing first, we are going to write, everyone follow me. We're going to write VI, my script.sh, my script.sh. Relax and enjoy. VI, my script.sh, my script.sh, my script.sh, right? And press enter. Now, when you press I, you're in insert mode. I learn hard way, and I want to be very clear. When you run script right now, you're running as a normal user. But when you're running cron, you're running with a root user. Root user do not know where you were. So you do need to have explicit CD. So you can say CD. CD means change directory, and then /home /EC2 user. Why? Because you want to make sure root goes to this directory. Make sense or no? Root goes to this directory. Because if you don't go to that directory, root will try to look for the script somewhere else. It will create the output file somewhere else. So we want to make sure you are in that directory. So root will go to this directory. Now here we're defining the time. So we'll say time equals to tick. Remember tick, date plus double quotation. First will be M dash D dash %Y space %D. Double quotation complete, tick complete. Echo time, and then you can say time output write to output file. So you can writing output file. So if you read in English, you are saying first go to this directory, then you are saying this tick. So take the date, month, day, and year and time frame, and then display the time, and the same time write to the file. This output will be the file. this file will be created under this directory, right? Relax. Make sure you pay attention. No rush. Good. Each step you have to verify to avoid the frustration, because we did a lot of time wasting. The most important time wasting we did was the CD. It works everything, but it doesn't work. Why? Because when root starts, they start from some different directory. So when you started doing CD, it started working. So I always tell people, make sure you write CD. So you always go to the directory and then you run. So everything is because when you say output, it is in this directory. Otherwise, this output will be created somewhere else. Make sense or no? So it's always a good idea to start CD. So you're already there. So this file will be created in that directory. Remember, this is tick and this is tick, tick, tick. Make sense? Now, CD /home EC2 user time, echo time will display on screen, and this time, I should write echo here. Sorry, my mistake. I should write here echo. Sorry, because that will write to the file. Make sense? So there are two echo, because this one will display on the screen and this one will write into the file. Life is good? Awesome. Now do escape :WQ and press enter. The first thing you need to do is give permissions. So chmod +x myscript.sh, right? myscript.sh. Now run this thing just to make sure it works successfully. So I do myscript.sh and it works. I get the result, and I should get the output file also. So you can see somewhere I have output file. Yeah, I have output file. If I do ls-ltr, I can see output files. Output file. I get that. Again, I run the file, my script, and again I do cat output. You can see now it keep appending. Make sense or not? Again I run. Again I can see output. Again I run. Again I can see output. So every time I run, script is working properly. Every time I'm running the command, it gives me date and time. And when I go to output, I see it is appending. Every time I run, it is appending new timestamp. It means script is working fine. In case if you are having still problem, you can go back. I'll go back to that. So my script, and check it out. If your script is working fine, give me thumbs up. If you have a problem, please do ask question, because this step has to work fine before I go to the next step. Good. Good. I see a couple of people have thumbs up. Pretty good. Right. If you have a problem, please see on the screen and help me to resolve this issue. Good, Lauren. Thank you. Right. Remember, this is just a sample script. In a real life, you can write more complex script. But right now, we are more learning about mechanism. The concept can be written more complex once you understand the mechanism. Good. Everything is good. Remember, first we are going to this directory. Then we are using tick and converting that to the time. We are displaying the time on the screen, and we are typing the time to the file. So this file in double, it means you are appending mode. When you are making noise, it means you need to do insert mode. I stands for insert, so that will allow you to write. Good. At this moment, I'm hoping that you all are able to write the file. Right? Once you write the file, always good idea to double check that. So always run the script, my script. Make sure you give execute permissions, and also do output and check that. Every time you run the script, you check the output and you should see the new things. So you can see that first last was this, and when I ran again, I got this. So anytime you display this thing, I'm also seeing, because the reason I have appended the output. So if I do cat my script, I have appended my output to this script. So that's why anytime I see on the screen, it also written on a file. And every time I run my script, every time this output is updated. So step 1 seems like very fine. It's working fine. Now this script is ready. But if I do pwd, I'm in this location and this is my script name. So first of all, I am in this location and this is my script, which is I'm doing CD. So that's perfectly fine. It's matching here, and this is my script. Now I need to create a cron file with the time schedule. So let's do it. So please follow the flow. vi myscript.cron, vi myscript.cron, vi myscript.cron. Again, it doesn't need to be exact name, but I like to follow the similar pattern. myscript.cron. The reason I follow the pattern, so it's easy to follow. So myscript.cron. Now press enter. You are going to VI mode. Press I for insert. Now I want to run this script every 1 minute. So start /1 means every 1 minute. Right? If I want to run every 2 minutes, I would do 2. Then start. So that's hour, day, month, and week. Remember 5 star. Out of 5 star, 1 star is per minute. So I use star / means every 1 minute, and then each are separated by space. Remember 5 star. So these are 4 star, and this is the 5th one. Remember they are separated by 1 space. Then 1 space after we write full path of the script, which is home /ec2-user /myscript.sh. Make sure you follow the path. Right? Remember one thing. You are telling this is the when it should run, and this is what you should run. Right? Easy. So you can see here, you are saying that, hey, every 1 minute I'm going to run it. Every 1 minute I'm going to run, and this is the script I'm going to run. No, this is fine. That's a file. That's the file, but this is the script. This is the original script. So we have 2 things, right? First is the program. The program which we wrote, right, where we output, that is this program. And then we are creating another thing called cron. That cron has 2 things, time and script, which is this one. So this is the cron. This is the cron, and this is the script. So 2 things. Now save it. So escape :WQ. So save it. :WQ. :WQ. Save it. So right now we have done 2 steps. If you want to do cat, you can see my script. On, you can see the concept. So if you do cat myscript.cron, double check yourself. There should not be any typo. So when you do cat, you can see cat myscript.cron. If you do cat myscript.cron, you can see the pattern. Then there is a space, then entire script name. Make sure you have no typo, because this is very sensitive, because people spend time day and nights because they made a typo. So we want to make sure we are not having any typo. Good. Now at this moment, we are ready to set this script in a cron. So if I do cron tab -L, I don't see anything. Cron tab -L, I don't see anything. It's not 1, it's L. It's L, right? But I want to set my own cron tab. So now let's do it. So we'll say cron tab space myscript.cron. So this way you're saying that whatever I have written here I want you to add here. That's what you're saying. So this line, I want you to add in a cron tab. So this command, cron tab, myscript.cron, when you run it, this line will be appended. So this line which you wrote here, script, it will automatically add it there. Make sense? Remember, cron tab space the file name. That file name has already a what, when, and it has a what. So if I press enter, it is scheduled. Now if I do cron tab -L, you will see the line. Say yes. Yes or no? Cron tab -L, I need yes. Say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Now you do tel -F output and watch the show. Watch the show. If it updates every 1 minute, you just need to do tada. If it updates, you just need to say tada. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. If it updates, you need to say tada. So far 43. Oh, it updated. So for me, it's tada. If it updated for you, it's tada. If it doesn't update, it means somewhere you made a mistake. You have to follow the all steps again. Was it hard at all? Right? See, step by step I explain. Right? See, it's working. It's complete. Every 1 minute, because of this, every 1 minute, it's going to call the script. The script will calculate the time and it will write to output. So tel -F will check last few lines. So keep checking. So if anyone is writing to this file, tel -F will show us the line, appended line. So we'll see every 1 minute it will write that. That's 1 more minute, and it should give me. So that way we are waiting for 60 seconds, and waiting is sometimes not good. So let's see. Okay, 47, and you can see exactly 1 minute. Do you guys agree or not?
Yeah.
So it's working very well, right? And it's going to keep going. I don't have to wait too much. But let's say now I kind of realize that everything is working fine. I want to comment out my cron tab, right? Otherwise, it will run lifetime, right? And sometimes it creates an unnecessary log, because if you append, if you keep running every 1 minute, you will have a huge thing, right? So what should I do? So for that, you need to do cron tab space -E, cron tab dash space dash E. So cron tab space dash E. E means edit. E means edit. Cron tab space dash E. E for edit. Now you press I and do #. It means you comment it out. Make sure you press I and do #. So you comment it out. So we run command cron tab lowercase. Make sure everything is lowercase -E, and you press enter, and then you do #. It means you press I and #, means entire cron tab is now commented out. So when you don't like particular cron, or you're done with the cron, you may want to comment it out. Once you comment it out, you should save the file. So you can do escape and then :WQ. Escape :WQ, and now it write and quit. So it's escape :WQ, write and quit. Now if I do tel -F output, nothing will happen. Even though I wait lifetime, nothing will be added, because that is being commented out. Make sense? Everyone, give me thumbs up if you are clear. Right? This was a game changer for me. In a one cron tab, you can have 50, 100, 5,000, no problem. So before automation started, cron tab was the only way people were doing automation. Now there are many software available. In your resume, you should have that I have done automation, means you have done automation with the cron tab. But there are some good softwares are also available in the market. One is called Control M. Control M allows you to check everything, allow you to do flow. So you can see script 1 runs If script 1 is successful, then script 2 runs. So you can have kind of workflow. The cron tab does not allow you that workflow. So cron tab does not have that workflow. But in control M, you can say, hey, if script 1 work, then run the script. If it doesn't work, then run the script. Or you can email, or you can see the log, you can restart, you can pause. So control M is very powerful software in the market. But there is another software is also very powerful in the market called AutoSys. AutoSys is also very powerful software. So there are people may ask you, did you use any automated software, automation software? You can say Control M I use, Cron Tab I use, AutoSys. They work almost similar way. Control M and AutoSys has a GUI, the graphical user interface. So it's a lot easier. But Cron Tab is the originator. They started the concept. You need a string and you need a script. What time you want to run and what you want to run. Similar concept, little bit advanced form. Control M and AutoSys is working. AutoSys and Control M, those are licensed version. You have to pay for money. But enterprise like Sears, GM, they can afford it. But if mom and pops want to do, they can only work for Cron Tab. And Cron Tab is free. And it comes with Linux. So most of the time you will be using this free version because you don't have to pay a penny. Any questions so far? People on phone, any questions, concerns, doubt? We're doing good so far? Awesome. So now let me do Control C. Control C means I can stop this thing. When I want to come out, just do Control C. Control C means cut it. Control C means cut it. So when you do tail minus F, and if you want to come out, just hold Control and then C. C means cut it. Control C. So you cut it. So any process which is running, you kind of stop there. Control C means cut it off. Make sense? Awesome. Now, I want to show you two more commands. It will be powerful commands and it will be useful commands. If you remember last week we covered about awk command, right? Right? But for your project, you do need to know sort command and column command. So I will be showing you first understand. So let's create a file. Let's create a file. So we can say vi data, vi data, vi data, vi data. Oops, that's a that's sorry man. It's a directory. So come out. For directory vi data. If your directory, you can come out. Escape colon Q and you come out because it's data. Let's do another file. Everyone come out. So you are in dollar prompt. Say yes, right? So let's do the new file. Vi car, vi car, vi car. So we are in dollar prompt. We are on dollar prompt. If you are not in dollar prompt, make sure escape colon Q exclamation, right? Escape. Remember escape. Anytime you are having a problem, escape colon Q, come out. And if you want to type something, you do I and type. Otherwise, it will not allow you to type. Right? Yeah, vi space car, press enter. Now press I. Let's write here 111, comma, Chrysler, comma, 2000. 123, GM, 5000, 333, Toyota, 600, 6000, 444, GM, 2000, 123, Chrysler, 4000, and 356, GM, 5000, and 444, Toyota, 10,000. I just created dummy files just to show the concept. Try to use the similar data so you can see the result appropriately. We have data which have 3 columns. They are separated by comma. Good, good, good. Please understand, it's all comma separate. Now I do escape. I do escape. Colon WQ means write and quit. Write and quit. So if I do cat car, this is the data file. So you can see this file has a lot more data. So you can see here, first is the column is win, second is the make, and third is the price. So I created 3 columns. These are separated by comma. Now I want to first of all select a particular columns, or I want to sort based on particular column, and that's what we want to do. Okay. So how do we do that? How can we sort it? How can we do that? So there is a command here. So first we'll do sort, and if we press enter, so sorry, my mistake. Man sort, man space sort, man sort. Sometimes you make accidentally like this, and if you're stuck, what are you gonna do? Control C, Control C. So cut it off. Control C. Man sort means manual sort. So we're gonna look for manual. Okay. Press enter, and you can go through that, try to understand what they are talking about. So ignore D for directory, numeric sort, okay, according to string numeric value, according to okay. Reverse you can do arg and sort. Okay, so according to word, okay, numeric, numeric, purpose, and the sort. See if you check the sorts, check, compress, debug, filter, K. Sort via key. Key gives the location and type. Okay, and output. S means table, proper size, and T means file separated. Okay, got it. Which C check, strict ordering without C output. Okay, so I'll do Q. Q means come out. So now I know my command very well. I did Q means came out. So now I want to do sort. So I'll say sort, and then sort minus K. K means column. So I'll say K1. Then tab, and then I'll say tab single quotation comma, I believe, and the file name is gar. So you can see right now it did sort it. It did sort. So you can see here first what we did, minus K1. 1 means first column. And then I can say minus T. T means separated, comma. So each items are separated by comma. So it took it properly. And this is the data file. So this is the data file. So you can say sort minus K. K means column. So this is the first column. And this T means separated. So you can see nicely it did properly. Now you can see 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. It does not differentiate this versus this. You can see that it does not differentiate, but overall it did pretty good. Now I wanna sort this one. Okay, so what should I do? Up arrow, and I'm gonna say column 2. In that case, it should sort properly. And here you go. It did very well. Do you guys agree or not? So sort and minus key and Chrysler, GM, and Toyota. Make sense? Now, same thing. If I want to do price, what am I going to do? 3, right? It is also possible that you have 2 columns. Like example, at Toyota in GM, I have 3 cars. So I want to first order based on GM and then order based on the price. So in that case, what you need to do? You need to do 2, 3. 2, 3. So first it will sort on 2 columns, which is GM, Chrysler, and Toyota. When the GM is common, then it will do the 3rd column sorting. So check it out. So you can see now, first it sort based on 2nd column. So you can see sort based on 2nd column. When both are same, it sort on this one. So you can see 2000 is first. When GM is thing, 2000 is first. When Toyota is them, when this is same, then it is sorting based on this. This is the 3rd column. Make sense? Easy. Say yes.
Yeah.
Easy, right? Now, if you want to use this command with awk command, right? You can't. So what you're going to do? You're going to use like this, and then pipe awk awk, that single quotation, and print $1, right? Then like that, single quotation, and if I press enter, oops, my mistake. Ooh, I need to write a separator minus f, comma, right? So you can see now, I can see first column, and I can do second column. I can do that. Yes or no? So minus F capital will show you the separator, right? And from there you pick a column. So you can see this guy will sort it and this guy will select it. Yes or no? So you can combine that column using pipe. If you don't want to do that, and let's say example, if I do this thing, I get entire thing, right? But let's say I want to know what are the different cars I have. What are the different cars I have, right? So in that case, I can straight use awk, right? And then I can say minus F, capital F, and then comma, which is the separator. Then single quotation, curly bracket, print $2, single quotation. And I can see, oh sorry, my mistake, car, right? So oops, car, so I can get that car. But you know, this is not sorted. So I can now use sort command. Do you guys agree or not? So I can do now sort. And this sort, I want to do unique. Then I can say unique command. Pretty good. Huh? And if I want to find how many cars we have different, WC minus L. Wow, that's pretty awesome. Do you guys agree or not? So pipe command is very powerful. You did awk command and then sorted and then unique command. So unique command will separate duplications. Make sense? And WC minus, which line count, and you count that and you get the answer. Good. Now, at this moment, you know enough to do a project. So before we close our today's session, I want to show you the small project work. Please understand. Many of you are doing homework, and I really have a high respect for you. Many of you are not doing the homework. If you're not doing homework, this kind of things you can easily forget. Again, you are mature adult. There's nothing to repeat and share. Humanly impossible to remember without practicing, right? This can make a career if you know it, right? See, I can easily figure it out. I did it because I did it. The same thing, you have to do some practice, and that's the reason homework is given. Now, the project which I'm giving you right now, technically speaking, it is a couple of hours or maybe a day work. If you are serious about your own career, you can put effort, right? Nothing wrong in that, putting effort for your own career. So next week, ideally you will upload the homework, right? We will not create a group. If you want to work in a group, you're most welcome to work on a group. So hey, I don't want to work alone. I want to work in a group. We have a WhatsApp group. You can join, or you can share your email each and say, hey, I want to work together. I don't mind. 2 people work, 3 people work, 4 people work together, no problem. If you want to work alone, no problem. So all options are on table. But what is the project? So let me walk through. It's in a Google class, and you should be expecting in few minutes that email. So just post it. You should have received email. Wow, that's so good time. Time is so good. So first of all, if you are going to work, let me edit here. So if you are going to work, don't do more than 5 members because then no one will learn. So try to work, or you can work individually. I don't mind. So project is due next week. So you will be uploading your script here. The only thing I need is the script. You don't have to do PowerPoint or anything. Just do script. Next week, you can run it and show me. So first, next week, what will happen? We will have some more students attending the class. So next,
for running the files, or are we making up our own?
Everything I'll explain. I'll explain in a second. I'll explain. But next week, we'll have more students here. So next week, we technically will start AWS class. So we'll spend like maybe a 1 hour or something where we will discuss about this thing. In case if you have questions, we'll answer that. But I will have uploaded script. We should be able to run your script and see how it works. Okay. So first of all, you are receiving multiple data CSV file, data1.c, data2, and this. So how many files you're getting? Multiple. So you're getting multiple files, and that has a column ID column date, column pipe, first, email, and credit card. So I gave you heading, yes or no? Now each file has 5 columns and one of the column is email. Now you need to create a data just like we created car data. Did you notice that today we created car data 111 Chrysler in 2000 222. So you will create a data file. But when you create a data file, you will create a data file such a way that some data is duplicated in multiple files. So example, I have data file. Please understand because the project will become interesting if you do it right. So let's say you have 3 files, right? Please pay attention. Remember, more interesting work you do, like this line exists in 3 files. That's called duplicate. Do you agree or not? This file, let's say example, this record exists here only, this record exists here only, and this record exists here only. So those are your, our goal is to take all these 3 and combine that. File will be 3, 1, 2, and 3. When you combine, your goal is to remove the duplicate lines. Now, how would you remove the duplicate line? Hint is unique, right? We talk about sort, we talk about awk. You don't need too many commands. Whatever I taught, it's good enough for you to find this thing, okay? Now, some of the records are duplicate, means you will create purposefully. Are we understanding on that? Some of the records are duplicate. One column is email, right? One is the credit card. So some records are test data. So some line has a test somewhere. So if it is a test, then you have to remove that line. How would you remove that line? Using grep. So if the file has a test somewhere, you just do grep. Using grep, remove that data and then merge it. Make sense on it? So you have to do. Using shell scripting and Linux command, automate the following steps. Automate means everything should be, I have 3 files and if I run my program, the program will read these 3 files and generate the output. That's pretty much it. I don't have to run any manual command. Your script should know how to read the file. Now, ideally, you should not hardcode your program to run only 3 files. What if I give a 4th file? What if I give a 5th file? So rather than hard coding for data, you should say data star. Makes sense or not? Data star. If you already have a data folder, maybe you can use other name. That's completely fine. Maybe car1.csv, car2.csv, car3.csv, car4.csv. So no problem. Now, if you have more data, you can just do car star. So if you do car star, right, it means it will read all files. Right? Carstar.csv means all files. Ideally, you should do this way, so it doesn't matter you have 2 files or you have 5 files, it will read it. Using create a 3 data files in one folder with dummy data as explained above. So you will create a folder, and inside folder you will create a 3 files. Dummy data, as I mentioned before, some data will be duplicate, some will be unique. Aggregate all the files in one, so you will aggregate as a 1, right? Then remove the credit card column from the file. So you know awk commands, yes or no? Using awk commands, you're going to remove that. Now sort the data into record based on email address. We talk about it. Remove the duplicate record. Reorganize the column. So you have to reorganize the column, right? Filter out the test data. Count how many records you have. Do that and put all those things. Questions, concern, like that. Sorry?
I can finish in 20 minutes.
I can give you what you call $100 if you can do it in 20 minutes. We can have bet 1 time 10. If you can do it in 20 minutes, I'll give you $100. And if you cannot do it in 20 minutes, you have to give me $1,000, right? Because it looks simple, but when you do it, I can tell you it will take days or maybe weeks, even though it's very simple. Because some of you are doing first time. If you have done already, it might take a couple of hours, but may not be done in 20 minutes. That's for sure. Because Linux is very tricky. Small problem may take a long time. Any questions here? Any people on phone? Any questions? If you want to create a group, you can. I don't mind that. Always good idea to have a work in a group. Can already say, hey, I want to work in a group. This is my email. This is my phone number. Can you guys going to join? WhatsApp, whatever it is. Again, if group can enable you to do more, work in a group. Or you feel like I can do faster if I work independently, do that as well.
But next week when we come in, we'll spend some time in Linux, and then we'll switch over to AWS class. So next week onwards, we'll be in AWS class. The AWS class is a very, very productive class. Trust me, because there are a lot of labs will be there, but those labs are, again, you can work in a group or individually. Depends on how you like each other company. I started sensing that people are having a time issue, people are having other issues, so group sometimes doesn't work. But if you feel group works better for me, just work in a group. I would strongly suggest in AWS class also you do good homework, because once the class complete, you get a certifications. Ideally, you should have certification in your resume for AWS class or Azure class, because those are extremely marketable. Make sense? If you don't do Linux certification, that's completely fine. But if you don't do AWS certification, then you are not marketing yourself. AWS certification has the highest marketability. So I would strongly suggest be serious for 8 or 9 weeks and get the certification. I give you guarantee you will have certification, because it's not hard class. It requires a little bit practice, but the entire class is hands-on. We'll have lots of video, we'll have lots of labs, we'll have homework. The only request I have is create a AWS account, which you already have it. So you don't have to do anything. You just come and everything I'll explain step by step. Okay, people on phone, any question, concerns?
I know since you are recording this session on your computer, not on the cloud, will you be able to upload it tomorrow morning or no?
Yeah, I will try, my friend. Honestly speaking, I will try. I'm not 100% sure how it will work, but I'll figure it out, that part, and I'll let you know. But I will try right now because I have some time, maybe 10 minutes. I will try.
Okay.
If I upload it, most likely it may work, but if it doesn't work, I'll come up with some creative ways to share this file.
Okay.
Okay. So that's all for today. Before we go home, always remember, you right click and stop your instance. Right click and stop your instance so you will not be charged. So let's stop that instance. And don't forget, we will have class next week and we'll be starting AWS class. So thank you so much for sticking around. I hope you learned something tonight, and I'll see you guys next class with AWS. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Tushar.
Okay.
Thank you, Tushar.
Thank you. Thank you. Stop it here. That's awesome. Sorry. Yeah. Good night.